speculation that he broke a hand after the first fight. Oh, he went down again.
That's a hook. Right there it is. Right there it is.
And down goes Fennec for the third time of the fight. The canopy. And Arthur McCanty, I noticed before, just shaking his head, looking at the rain coming through the top here.
It's formed 3 puddles, but they're in the middle of the ring as far as Fennec's concerned. He wants to fight along the ropes, so he doesn't really care about the middle of the ring.
Round 1 scheduled for 12. Azuma Nelson doesn't want to go to the ropes again as he did in the first fight. Azuma Nelson just ran out again.
Or got worn down by this non-stop punching machine that's Fennec right now.
Or is Nelson that difficult to put down?
Well, I'll tell you who's got punching power. That's Azuma Nelson. That right hand can make you wave in a breeze, and then come those combinations. Also, keep an eye on the uppercut. The uppercut of Azuma Nelson is a thing of beauty.
Fennec with the pressure. Azuma Nelson, a skillful boxer as well as ferocious puncher, punishing fighter, similar to Julio Cesar Chavez. He likes to accumulate. There's a right, and down goes Fennec.
And that's a right hand we talked about. That long right. The first time, the second time in his career, he's been down. He's never been knocked out.
He's been put to the canvas only once, so that was early. What a stunning turn of events. Azuma Nelson is trying to finish Fennec off now in the final minute of the first round. Final seconds of round 1. Fennec looks nice. Round 2, the crowd getting behind Jeff Fennec.
The mark of a good champion is he doesn't get excited, he doesn't get overpowered. He just knows that he can outbox him, does Azuma Nelson, and he's got that reserve, that calmness, waiting for his superior boxing to give him the advantage, as it did in that first round knockdown, giving him a 10-8 round to begin with.
The 33-year-old Nelson, 33-2-1 with 24 knockouts. His only losses to Salvador is asthma, compounded by a chest infection, says he's okay now. Going to the midsection of Azuma Nelson, that gets a rise from the crowd. But no damage.
And getting too wild.
Speculation that he broke a hand after the first fight. Oh, he went down again!
And that same right hand, the same thing. A jab controlled him and the right hand dropped him. And this crowd doesn't think it's a knockdown, but it was a knockdown.
They thought it was a slip as Arthur McCanty.
Azuma Nelson ahead 20-16 as the third round starts.
It looked like a knockdown from here, even though there are wet spots with rain. There's a combination by Fennec.
But he's hitting nothing but gloves and the elbows of Azuma Nelson. Look at that uppercut. Savage uppercut by Azuma Nelson.
Nelson measuring Fennec out, and it's Fennec against the ropes.
And here comes Fennec fighting back off the ropes, but notice it's Fennec on the ropes, not Azuma Nelson.
Oh, Fennec got tagged on the chin. Now he turns Nelson around.
This crowd comes to life as Azuma Nelson looked at the referee saying, "You're going to let him get away with that?"
Fennec swarming. Fennec pouring it on. Oh, brother!
Winging hooks. Azuma's fresh. He can take it here and he can gamble. He's got a big lead. He can gamble.
Final seconds, round 3. Roughouse tactics at the end of the round, and both corners are bristling.
Be punished. That is something Arthur McCanty didn't see, or you'd have taken a point away.
Buffalo Martin went wild in the Azuma Nelson corner. Round 4 as things Arthur McCanty, the third Midlanarian. Now both fighters perhaps feeling the effects of those wild.
That as long as Fennec stays in the middle of the ring, he's not going to have the better of it. He needs to brawl and maul, and he needs to be in the trenches. He needs to have Azuma Nelson's back to the ropes. And
Two animalistic competitors here. Final 30 seconds, round 4. 12. As mentioned before, Fennec got cut in the first fight, but they healed him up pretty quickly as champion. And Nelson with combination uppercut. And that snapped Fennec's head.
Azuma taking his time, not attacking him on the ropes, letting him just get off the hook.
Who was put to the canvas in the first round and in the second round, much to the surprise and chagrin of this huge crowd in his hometown. The crowd reacting, but Azuma Nelson did to that. That one snapped them back. A sharp right hand by Jeff Fennec got the attention of Azuma Nelson.
And that was the first good, strong punch that Fennec has landed cleanly. I mean cleanly. Driving, I have Fennec waving at him.
This is a very worried crowd here in Melbourne, Australia. Round 6 for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Azuma Nelson in the white trunks. Jeff Fennec, the challenger, in the blue. A roundhouse right by Jeff Fennec that sailed away.
Sailed away and leaving him open to a counter right.
And now another.
And he really doesn't need to do much more. Could be a big mistake because Fennec will be at him until 12 rounds goes by.
Nelson, the master craftsman. That was a stinging uppercut by Fennec that got in. But it doesn't seem to have much effect on the chin of Azuma Nelson. There's a right hand by Nelson. Nelson told us he's got a face of rock.
Now McCanny breaking them, meaning that Fennec can't push him into the ropes where he wants him. In Las Vegas, he could push him into the ropes and continue to pull him. Here they're
fighting from the corner.
And he's got Fennec in trouble. Fennec's the attacker, and he's in trouble.
A ferocious right hand by Azuma Nelson, whirling away.
Stop punching. Mate, he's going to come out this round and give it his all. You know, mate, we can win the fight this round by you sticking that jab in his face. You're all right, to be honest with me.
Is ready for more here in round 7. He just magnetically sucked Fennec right into the corner and let him have it.
Hard break, stopper.
Fennec simply being outclassed. That's the only word you can use when you got a consummate warrior like Azuma Nelson. Look at that series. All out attack by Fennec, nothing landed.
Fennec was knocked down in the first and again in the second, came back in the third, but since then, Azuma Nelson, the champion, in command.
Now he's got on the ropes again, and he didn't attack, and Azuma pulls off the ropes. He's got some glove problem here as Azuma Nelson, which is 12.
And we continue round 7. The rain has stopped.
The educated left jab again. Count those jabs of Azuma Nelson. Not everyone getting in, but while he's punching, Fennec is paralyzed like before a cobra and keeps getting punched in the face.
No power behind those punches of Jeff Fennec as Azuma Nelson continues to move forward.
See that? 2 light jabs by Azuma and a hard hook to his ear of Fennec. Everything off that left hand. What an education.
Jeff Fennec, who has never lost. He's 26-0-1 with 19 knockouts. The only blemish, that June 28th draw with Azuma Nelson.
Fennec has to do a lot more of that to sway the judges. He's just not doing any fighting in order to give him these rounds. When he does punch, he's a mile away. He's not effective from outside. Again and again, you come to the same equation. Get away from the middle of the ring and get on the ropes, Jeff, and he's not doing it.
Nelson, but at this point, the fans here will cheer almost anything by Jeff Fennec. About 15 seconds left in the round. Good combination by Jeff Fennec. And round 7, booked for 12. And Jeff Fennec has to do something. Look at these punches by Azuma Nelson.
Fennec has got to fight back, but every time he fights back, he gets stung. I think he's getting gun-shy. He hasn't got that same brio, that same strength, that same joy of fighting that he had in Vegas. And the reason is that Azuma Nelson's making him pay the price when he comes in.
To this point, Fennec overmatched, but he's trying to come back desperately. The crowd trying to urge him on.
Watch closely the hard work of the uppercuts here. Good hook by Azuma. Just an outrageous number of punches by Fennec. Most of them not landing, but some are building up points.
And Fennec just mauling and brawling, trying to stay on top of Azuma Nelson. But it doesn't seem to faze Nelson. It looks like Nelson's trapped in the corner, but he is unleashing punches.
He's setting a trap. He's not trapped. He can move out of there when he wants to.
Absolutely.
Remember, the end of round 6, he almost knocked out Fennec in that same corner. Look at Fennec's right side of the face is completely open. See it? Completely open for a hook.
And perhaps Nelson just waiting for the right moment. The infighting rages on.
And that's exactly what Fennec wanted. That's a hook. Right there it is. Right there it is.
And down goes Fennec for the 3rd time of the fight. He was just waiting for the moment.
That side of the face was so open. So open, Steve. He had to take advantage, and he did. Azuma Nelson to the attack.
Wait a minute. Arthur McCanny steps in, and it's all over. It's all over.
His corner threw in the towel, Steve. They threw in the towel, and it was all over. He said it was going to be over in round 7. He missed by 1.
Look out.